Boston and Pittsburgh, PA, deep in the heart of Texas and round the Frisco Bay, all over St. Louis and down in New Orleans, all the cats wanna dance.
Hi, welcome to Up Your Alley. This is October 4th, and I want you people to know we're shooting here live from the Silver Lanes, the friendly confines of the Silver Lanes, that is. It's a kinder, gentler bowling alley right here on the corner of Ford Road and Middle Belt in Garden City. And this is Michigan's #1 bowling show this week, and brought to you by the Garden City Cable Commission. Like I said, this show is being brought to you through a grant from them. And if you'd like to put a show together of your own, just contact the Garden City Cable Commission through the City Hall over down the road on Middle Belt, down the road from the new Kroger store, and they'd be just more than happy to help you put a show together of your own. Now, this show is sponsored by a whole host of wonderful places, and the newest one, starting out just today, Pizza King, over on Outer Drive in Dearborn. They're supplying us with a pizza to every one of the bowlers that's on the show, or every winner, that is, that bowls on Up Your Alley. And, excuse me, no, I got that wrong. They're parting gifts. That's what they are. They're party gifts. They're going away to the people that lose on Up Your Alley, along with that wonderful T-shirt that you get from the Olympia Sports over there on Ford Road. And it's the Up Your Alley T-shirt. And they're a limited edition, because when this show is over, you will no longer be able to buy T-shirts or acquire T-shirts like that, except probably in the black market, maybe on top of the hill in City Park. Also sponsoring the show, your travel planner over in the Sheridan Square. Yeah, that's where it's at. I don't know where these places are. I just fly in every week from LA, do the show, and leave. It's by your travel planner over there. And they're our special sponsor because they give away that trip to Toronto every 6 months to the winner of the Up Your Alley Tournament of Champions. Now you're saying to yourself, hey, Kev, how do you get in the Tournament of Champions? Well, it's real easy. All you do is bowl on Up Your Alley. We take our top 5 bowlers in the 6-month period. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen. And our top seed in the Up Your Alley Tournament of Champions so far, Bob Dreyer. Bob bowled a 206 back a few weeks ago. Our second seed, Jimmy Harper with a 180 game. Kirk Meldrum bowled a 184 about 4 weeks ago. Rick Brooks with a 178. And Kathy Williams and Don Don, the Greek guy, he bowled a 172. Kathy Williams bowled a 172. It's a tie. And, hey, it could be one of them Up Your Alley Tournament of Champions where we have the tiebreaker match in the beginning of the show. Now, those are tentative. Please don't take them. They're not rock solid yet because the season isn't over yet. We have about 8 more weeks left, and that means about 8-10 more people can qualify for the Tournament of Champions. You can be bumped out of that, but those are the standings so far. Right now, I'd like to bring up our first challenger, Wayne Green. He has a 195 average. He bowls all over the world. Let's bring him up here right now, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause. Thank you. There we finally. Welcome to Up Your Alley.
Thank you.
So how'd you find out about the show?
A friend of mine.
Harold Larson? Could that be the guy?
That's the guy.
Now, do you work with Harold?
No, he's a friend of mine.
I'm sorry. Harold's... You don't want to be friends with Harold. He's a nice guy, but he just talks too much sometimes. So do you bowl in a league right now?
Yeah, I bowl in 2 leagues. One in Square Lanes and one in Oxford.
How you been doing in your leagues?
Not too bad. Pretty good.
So you're carrying a 195 average, and Harold was telling me a lot of 200 games there. So
Yeah.
been bowling a long time?
Yeah, about 15 years.
That's quite a while. So how many jackpots did you win this year?
Too many to count.
So you won some money in the leagues. Well, great. Was there anybody out there you'd like to say hello to?
Oh, just my family and friends.
Terrific. Ladies and gentlemen, Wayne Green, good luck.
Thank you.
Big round of applause. And right now, I'd like to bring up our second challenger. We have 2 fresh bowlers this week. We'd like to bring them up. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. Don Schaefer. Let's bring him up here, ladies and gentlemen. Hi there. Welcome to Up Your Alley.
Thank you.
So how'd you find out about the show?
Through Garden City Lanes.
You bowl over at Garden Lanes in a league right now?
I've been subbing with the senior over there on Mondays.
How you doing in your leagues?
Over there I shot 161, and over in Westland I shot 160.
Well, that's not a bad game. I'm getting a click over here. You guys calling me for something? Oh, should we face the... Oh, okay. I thought I should, like, face, and we want to get you on camera, so we'll face there. So how long have you been bowling?
Ooh, off and on,
Didn't mean to stump you.
really off and on for about the last, 20 years? 20 years. Help.
Well, that sounds good enough. So you're experienced.
Well,
You're a good bowler.
I know how to bowl if the alleys would go along with you.
Do you practice here? How are they working for you?
Fair. Fair.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, anyone out there you'd like to say hello to?
Well, just everybody that knows me. Hello.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Don Schaefer. Big round of applause. And we'll be back with more Up Your Alley right after this.
And round the Frisco Bay, all over St. Louis, and down in New Orleans, all the cats gonna dance with.
Welcome back here to Up Your Alley, and right now we like to have our first bowler step to the foul line. That's Wayne Green. He'll be bowling here in his first frame. Like I said, we have 2 new challengers this week on Up Your Alley, and 2 people will get the chance to go for that high game. Bob Dreyer so far with a 206. He's the top seed so far. And there's his shot. He'll be thrown at the 6-10 combination. Now, Rick, you analyzed the lanes earlier. What are the conditions of the lanes today?
They're medium. They were oily last week, but they haven't oiled them since. So, and I Lionel dusted before they started, so it's kind of medium.
Now, Lionel dusting, is that?
Yes, after the dust off the top of and starts falling on the lanes, get dust on the lanes, you gotta take the vinyl duster and bring it down. It takes all the gunk off the lanes.
There's a spare there in the first frame. I'd like to point out that Don has a 36-pin handicap. There you see a good shot of Don. And it'll drift off there, and he'll pick up 3. Now that 36-pin handicap will go into effect at the beginning of the first frame. Don will bowl his first 2 frames here. Once again, I'd like to welcome a very good friend of mine, Jerry Riley, keeping score for us. And a spare there, a good shot. Right in the pocket, hit it between the 1 and 3 pin and knocked them down. Shot in the pocket there between the 1 and 3 pin, and he'll end up with a 9 count there. He'll be thrown at the 10 pin. He's got that spare in the first frame. So 19 in the first frame plus 36. We'll give him a big 55 count in the first frame. And if he hangs on, no, a 9 count there. That'll bring up Wayne Green here in the second frame. He's got a spare there in the first frame. I'd like to thank the official waitress of Up Your Alley, Monica, for doing a fine job. And a strike there in the second frame. In fact, last week Monica says to me, "Hey Kev, why don't the guys on your show tip?" I said, "You want to tip, Monica? Find a different TV show." That's what I told her. Possibly the Basket Maker's Workshop. Get some wicker, maybe. In the pocket there, and 2 in a row for Wayne Green. With that spare in the first frame. He has a 20 count there. That'll bring up Don here in the third frame. Don opened in the second frame. Remember, he has that 36 pin handicap. He'll be working with a 64 count in the second frame. And we'll have to re-rack here. You're allowed 1 re-rack. There's a pin down there. Actually, every third frame on the show, we are going to try to start out and give the guy a pin. Just in case they dropped it in the gutter, hey, we'll give you a pin. Don, the sport that he is, said, "Hey, give me all 10. I said, "Fine, re-rack them." Now you see a nice shot of the pins, and boy, did they re-rack fast, didn't they? It's not every day you get to see pins re-racking. And he dropped the ball down there. He'll be thrown at the 1-2-9 combination. How are the lanes working for him, Rick?
They don't look like they're working very good for him.
What seems to be the problem?
It doesn't seem he can get a good grip on the ball unless his foot's sticking at the end.
Now, the last time I bowled, I was sliding all over the place. Has that problem since then been changed?
I couldn't tell you. I really don't know.
And I'll pick up 1 pin there in the third frame, so I'll get a final 8 count there. 72 in the third frame for Don. He'll be bowling here in the fourth frame. Take a quick glance at the lanes. All the pins are set. Go ahead and bowl. Nine count there, and the 10 pin, solid as it stands. 72 with an open frame in the third, and Wayne Green with 2 strikes in a row, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. He hasn't opened yet. He also has a spare in the first frame. Drops off there, and an open frame there in the ninth, and that'll give him an 81. So up comes Wayne, good friend of Harold Larson. Don't forget, stay tuned for the Up Your Alley Tournament of Champions. It should be a big one this time. And 3 in a row there for Wayne Green. The lanes are working for him. Wasn't for that spare in the first frame, he could be working on a 300 game here, which would probably qualify him for the Tournament of Champions. In case like 5 people came in here, both 300 games with handicaps or something. At least he's keeping it simple for Jerry to do the math. In fact, I was talking to Jerry earlier, Jerry being an avid golfer and that, and so Jerry, I heard you played some golf last week. He said, yeah. He said, I did real well. I broke 100, shot 72. Not bad for 9 holes, but that windmill got in my way and just really screwed me up. Just right in the pocket there and a split. He's throwing at the 9-4-7 combination. And he's going for 2. If it wasn't for that pin in the gutter, he wouldn't have got that one, but we'll give it to him. They don't call him Don Evil Knievel Schaefer for nothing. Ball just bounces out of that pin. Actually, we should give him the one in the gutter because that cleaned out the gutter. And a little Dirty Dancing comes up with a split there. He'll be throwing it to 6-7 combination. He's going for it. Oh! Just missed it by 2 pins.
There was a dog here inside.
97 for Don Schaefer in the 6th frame. That'll bring up Wayne Green. 4 strikes in a row. Bowling here in the 6th frame. The last 4 frames, he's apparently found a groove, and he's been throwing on that groove all day long. Brooklyn side. Knocked down 5 there. That gives him 105 in the 4th frame. On target, and he picks up 4 of them. A 9 count there in the 6th frame. 6 pin wouldn't fall. .133 in the 6th frame for Wayne and a 97 for Don. Still close. It's one of the hottest October 4ths ever, and I don't know if you people have ventured outside or not, but it's like 95 degrees out there. And the 5-8 combination stands. There you see our score. 8 in the 7th frame for Wayne, and through 6 frames, 133 to 97. 36 pins separate the bowlers, and Don's already got his 36 pin handicap, so that's 97 with the handicap. And a spare there, a nice shot. So Wayne with only one open frame, and that was in the 6th. Comes up with a mark there in the 7th frame. Lane seemed to be working well, eh, Rick?
They seem to be working well for Wayne. I see. Working real good for him.
He's just found that groove.
Yeah, he found a spot.
That's Rick Brooks talking, one of my best friends. In the pocket there. It looks like the 9, or the 4, 7, 9 combination. That about right?
4, 7.
I think it's 4, 7, 5. 4, 5, 7.
Yeah.
4, 7, 5.
4, 7, 5. 7, 5, 4.
A lot of numbers out there, but only 3 pins still standing. Right through the center. Once again, just missed it. Only one spare for Don today, and that was in the 1st frame. He came out hot with a spare. And since then, nothing. A 106 in the 7th frame. Made a little adjustment there, and comes up with a 6 count there, throwing at the 1, 3, 6, 10 combination. Good friend of mine here, crowd control superintendent Bubba. Bubba, how are the crowds outside? And Bubba not able to talk today. The tumor's pulsing in the brain, and so shut down the motor works of his mouth. And a spare there. That's the spare he's been looking for in the 8th frame. Nice shot. That'll bring up Wayne here in the 8th frame. He has a spare in the 7th frame. 133 in the 6th. I don't know if you people remember or you didn't see the beginning of the show, but Wayne had 4 strikes in a row. If you've just joined us, you've missed most of this show. How dare you? And a split there. Looks like the 5-7 split. Nice steady shot there by Keith Atkins. I don't know if you people are wondering, but the reason that shot's shaky is because Keith Atkins is practicing for the World Bowling Ball Balancing Championship, and right now he's standing on a bowling ball. Just missed it there. Open frame in the 8th frame. 159 in the 8th frame for Wayne. Here's his 9th frame. Oh! Delayed reaction, but just didn't do it for him. 9 count there. It's 10 pin standing. We'd like to wish Keith Atkins a happy birthday a few days ago. Spare there. And with that spare and a good count in the 10th, Wayne will be up there in the top 5. Bring up Don here in the 9th frame. Spare in the 8th frame. 106 in the 7th frame. And we'll give him one more re-rack here. Tried to give him another free pin, but the sport that he is, he refuses, and once again wants all 10 pins. There you see a good shot of the pins all falling down. We've come a long way in bowling, from the pin setters of the 50s when the kids used to do it for a penny a pin, to right now when the machines are doing it for $450,000 a year. And a 7 count there in the 9th frame. Good shot there, a spare in the 9th frame. Couldn't buy a strike if he wanted to, and an 8 count there, thrown at the 4-7 combination. 141 in the 9th frame. Is that 36-pin handicap. We gave it to him in the 1st frame. For a few extra bucks, I'd probably give it to him again in the 10th frame. Who said I can't be bought? Nice shot, cross alley, and a spare there in the 10th frame. We'll give him an extra ball. And hook in there. An 8 count there. So finish with a 159. Sounds good. 159 with a 36-pin handicap for Donald Schaefer. And Wayne Green will get the bowl out. Wayne here in the 10th frame. All he needs is 4 pins, and he's in the top 5. Apparently he got more than 4 pins. 9 count there, be thrown at the 5 pin. 178 in the 9th frame. Possible 198. And a miss there in the 10th frame. And he'll finish up with 187. And our champion this week on Up Your Alley is Wayne Green. And we'll be back with more Up Your Alley right after this.
Attention, the Detroit Zoo will open in 5 minutes.
5 minutes, please. Just 5 minutes.
My lines! I can't remember my lines.
My makeup.
Wardrobe! I say wardrobe!
How do I look? Seriously, how do I look?
Hey, honey, give me a little kiss before I go on.
Okay, guys, this way.
Wrong way, guys.
Nice going, Melton. My lines!
Ba 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 boo.
I want to talk to my agent.
Let me talk to your agent.
Take it from me, you just gotta keep cool.
Positions, everyone.
Hey, no shoving. Who's away from me?
Hey, this place is a zoo. Visit the Detroit Zoo and see how the stars live.
1 and 2 and...
Hi, welcome back here at Up Your Alley. It was a good matchup for the two new challengers here in Up Your Alley, and Wayne Green prevailed. Also, that makes him the second seed so far in the Up Your Alley Tournament of Champions. Knocks out the tie there. So here's the top 5 so far on Up Your Alley. Bob Dreyer with a 206. There you see it. Wayne Green, 187, did it this week. Then Jimmy Harper with a 180, Kirk Meldrum with a 184, and Rick Brooks rounding out the top 5 here on Up Your Alley with a 187, knocked out the tiebreaker there. And so far, that's what it could be. But, hey, anybody can get in it so far because we got about 7 more weeks left. Right now, I'd like to bring up Don Schaefer. Couldn't come up with the pins that he needed. Threw a good ball there, but just you couldn't get the strike if you wanted to.
I told you, these alleys weren't very good.
Oh, thank you. They're the best we can give you. We'll give you a pizza there from the Pizza King. And Jerry, toss me up the prize. Oh, there we go. We'll give you the Up Your Alley T-shirt. There's the
Okay. Thank you.
courtesy of Olympia Sports. And thank you very much for being on the show.
I'd like to come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Don Schaefer. And we're going to bring him back someday. Right now, I'd like to bring up our champion, Wayne Green. He doesn't get a shirt because he didn't lose, but hey, he gets to come back next week, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause. Well, congratulations there.
Thank you.
You came up with the 4 strikes in a row there, and then there was no stopping you.
Lucky. It was all lucky.
How the lanes working?
Very tight.
Are they?
Real
You found a groove there a little bit, but then you just couldn't find your mark at the end.
Yeah, I was just trying to play as much alley as I could and hope for the best.
Well, we'll bring you back next week. So far, you're our second seed, and if you hang on there, a possible trip to Toronto.
I hope so.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wayne Green, big round of applause. And I'd like to thank everybody that helped out with the show. We have Keith Atkins here. Happy birthday, Keith. I don't know, can you follow me? Here's Keith right here. He just turned 16, and hey, get off the roads, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to drive, stay on the sidewalks now. We'd like to thank Brian Larson. He started to drive too. Harold Larson, Dan York, and everybody that was on the show. Once again, I'd like to thank the terrific sponsors that we have. Your travel planner for that trip to Toronto for the Tournament of Champions. I'd like to thank the Pizza King. They're our new sponsors. They're giving away a pizza to the person that loses on Up Your Alley. And we'd also like to thank one of my favorite sponsors, Olympia Sports, for putting my face on a T-shirt to give to everybody that bowled on Up Your Alley. So from everybody here at the Silver Lanes, I'm Kevin Kramus. Good night.
Hey, little girl in the high school sweater. Gee, but I'd like to know you better. Just a swinging your books and chewing gum, looking just like the TUC plum. Hey, little girl. Hey, little girl in the black silk stocking. Gee, but you've got my